football. Okay, now, guys, the question is, have you guys watched football? Not the American football, I'm speaking about the European one. The real football, we can say like that. So, main thing is, if for starters, let me explain some things. So, when you go into football, you can see in football there are always three parts. So, it's a team sport, and also it is played with 11 players, and also there are substitutes who will take over. You can change them, you can substitute them like within the game. So in football there are always three parts. First, some players they are called forwards, some they are called midfielders, some they are the defenders. So based on these things, the main thing that we can understand is the forwards, their job is to score goals. The main job is to score goals. And the midfielders, their main job is to assist those guys, to assist the forwards. Sometimes if it is a defensive midfielder, their work is to assist the defenders. And like that, when we come to defenders, their main job is to defend the goalpost. Like they have to protect their goalpost at all costs. That's what they have to do. So main thing is when it comes to football, which is a team sport, you can understand that even though there are 11 players and just one goal, one main target to score one goal more than the opposite team, we have certain roles to everyone. Everyone has their own role. So main thing is when everyone plays their role correctly, you get a victory. So the forwards, their focus must be on the goal. They have to score the goal. They have to score so we can win. Midfielders, their focus must not be in scoring goals. Their focus must be in assisting the forwards to score goals. And the defenders, their focus must be in defending the goal. So these are the main targets. So sometimes there are times in which a defender might score a goal. There are times in which a forward he has to come back running to do his defensive duties. These are exceptional times, and this doesn't mean that that is his duty. Main thing is in life also we have to understand that each and every one of us, we have a role, and our roles are different, and it depends on who we are and the role that we are playing. For example, when I am a teacher, when I am a teacher, my role is different from the role of a policeman. Like it depends like that. For example, when I am a policeman, my role is different from the role of a teacher. The way a teacher behaves, the way a teacher acts, a policeman can't act the same way. And at the same time, vice versa, the policeman, like the teacher, she can't or he can't act as a policeman the way in a policeman acts. So at the same time, we have to understand there are certain times in which we all have to like swap the roles. We have to swap the roles, and we have to play the role of someone else, and etc. like that. But that doesn't mean we are going to go out of our main role. So ladies and gentlemen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after creating the universe, to create a system, He has made the male and female into a team. It is completely a teamwork. When it comes to a family, when it comes to construction of a family, it is always about a teamwork. The male, he has some roles. He just have to, first of all, he has to focus on that. He is responsible for that. And like that, the female, she has some roles. But that doesn't mean she is something lower than the, what do you call that? For example, the differences of roles doesn't mean one is more important than the other. It just means they are different, even though the world sees them differently. For example, I was speaking about football. The forwards, those guys, the forward guys are there. They are the most appreciated. They are the most celebrated ones. The main thing is they score goals. They run past defenders. They do that. They do this. They dribble. Yeah, things are there, they are like that. But the defenders, no one speaks about them much. But at the same time, if there are no defenders, you don't win. If there are no defenders, you don't win. Everyone, they have their role. Their role is important. Their role is unique. And from that role, the entire team wins. Like that, even though they are not appreciated, we can't just go there and say, yeah, they are not appreciating me because I'm a defender, so I'm going to be a forward. I'm going to go score goals. No, not that way. What happens is I have to do my role perfectly, even though no one appreciates that correctly. So at the same time, At the same time, there are certain times, there are certain circumstances in life where a defender has to move forward, where a forward has to come backward. That doesn't mean they have done it in their entire life. It means they have done it in exceptional situations. For example, in the life of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you can see men, they had their roles. Female, women, they had their roles. Sometimes they have been switching. But that doesn't mean female, today people, the feminists mainly, we can say the feminists, what they do is they bring exceptional moments from the life of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And what they say is, they say this is how Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam treated women. This is how Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam expected women to be. Women and men and women, they are equal in all stances. They don't have any differences. Men have to step down and women have to step up. Things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created this life with, it is kind of teamwork. We have to do our role. As men, we have a work to do. As women, they have some work to do. And when we do the work correctly, what happens is the team wins. Not only I win or not only she wins, it is about both of us winning. Even though one of us is not appreciated much. For example, a man, he goes out, he earns well, he earns hard, he does work, he comes and he does these things, and he might be appreciated. But the wife, she is there. The whole day she is working. She is doing that, she is doing this. Even before a man starts his work, a wife starts. And even after a man stops his work, a wife continues to do that. But still, she isn't appreciated. But that doesn't mean her role is different. She has to switch the positions and the man must go and female must do this. No, it's not like that. Main thing is based on our nature. Based on our nature, this is better for me and this is better for you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decided that. So main thing is we have to understand that each and every one of us, when we work as a team, when we understand that when I do my role correctly, the next one, the counterpart, he will do his role correctly. He will understand that he has to do that. Then the team will win. If not, if I keep on thinking like, I have to do your work, you have to step down, you have to come here, you have to do this. No, it doesn't work like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand that all the things behind us, they call it feminism, they call it LGBTQ, whatever they call it, it is not only about rights. It is always about what? Rights. So main thing is, the main differences between them and us as Muslims is, in Islam teaches us to fulfill our duties first. Duty comes first. The duty towards our parents, the duty towards our children, the duty towards our wife, the duty towards our husband, the duty towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. First thing is, duties come first. We do our duties correctly, whatever the situation it is. And after that, even after doing our duties, if our rights are not given to us, duties and rights, they are intertwined. So main thing is, even after we do our duties to them and they are not still giving us our rights, that means then we don't go and protest. We don't go and fight for rights. What we do is we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for rights. So our rights must be given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In our case, what we have to do is we have to fulfill our duty. Today the problem is with feminism, with LGBTQ, whatever you ask them, with all the other human rights organizations, the problem is they speak only about their rights. You have to give me my right. You have to, as an employee, I have some rights, you have to give it to me, even though I don't fulfill my duties. As an employer, you have to do what you have to do to me, even though I don't fulfill your rights. So it doesn't mean like that. Main thing is I be perfect in myself. I work for others. Like, I fulfill my duty and then I expect the respect. I expect the rest from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept us all and guide us in His right path. Jazakumullahu khairan.